better late than never. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Confessions of an Ex-Scientologist with me, Liz Gale, your friendly and messy third-generation ex-Scientologist. How's it going, guys? Yesterday, we talked a lot about resilience and about bouncing back and what fills our cups. And today, we're going to not really talk about it, but we're going to keep moving on. We're going to keep pushing on. Oh, my Lord. What a morning, first of all. Venting is the wrong word, but can I just tell y'all, first of all, happy St. Patrick's Day. Had no idea. Fun fact about me, I am Irish, shocker. And the battle where green won over orange, my people were the orange. And so I actually wear green 364 days of the year, and I do not wear green on St. Patrick's Day. So unfortunately for my kiddo, we didn't remember. Got him to school late. He's going to get, what do? You get pinched all day? Yikes. It was pink day not too long ago, and he didn't have pink, and he came home, which I don't love this, but with pink marker. It was washable. Came off right away. But I suspect when I pick him up from school today, we are going to have some greenery. Yes, you're right, Tim. You're right. Tim is in the chat, says weed is green. Indeed it is. Oh, so are plants. I'll show you guys later. But my borage, the first seed is popped out in the greenhouse, you guys. It is just itty bitty little seeds. And I can't remember the name of it, but did you know that when most seeds pop, they have these two leaves that pretty much look identical to all the other leaves. It's almost like a stem cell of a leaf. It's not a true leaf of the plant. I forget the name of it. And so they all kind of come out looking the same. These like very rounded two leaves, and then they grow into what they're going to be. So that's very exciting for me. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up and post about it. Oh, I'm seeing so many people. Hello. Hi, Peace of My Mind, and Kathy, and Tim, and Scientology Up North, and Jedi. Oh, I'm so glad you guys could be here. A full hour late, right? Jeez. And this is my first cup of coffee this morning, too. So we are just rolling with it. Mm-hmm. And while resiliency was what we were talking about yesterday, it's not just a one and done. At least it's not for me. Yes, I'm doing better, and I have committed to looking forward. But it was hard getting out of bed this morning, not just because I was very tired last night. And at some point, somebody opened all the windows in this dang house. I don't know if there was smoke or somebody burnt something. My college kid is here with his girlfriend, and maybe something happened, but all of our windows were open. So I woke up and the house was freezing. I did not want to get out of bed. So there was that. Anyway, last week I didn't do ish, you guys. I fell behind in every single thing that I am responsible for, aside from plants. And one of those things is I didn't really check my mail. I didn't open this at all. And this I only peeked at, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I want to show everybody straight away. So straight away turns out to be 10 days later. But hey, again, whatever moon it is right now I'm going to find out. Just for fun, guys. Let's start tracking the moon. Moon today. I don't know. I'm curious. Today's moon. It is a waning crescent. Waning means going away. Crescent small. Oh no. Does that mean, hold on, when's the next full moon? I don't know why, but the moon has been like really important to me lately. It's very strange. Hello? How come it doesn't want to tell me? April 1st. Okay. Well, I can't blame my bullshit on the moon, can I? I tried. You all saw me try. Oh my gosh. Hi, Haggis. Hi, Jojo. Thanks for being here. So yeah, I don't know if you've ever had those weeks where it's just a little harder to get things done, but we're back, sort of, and we're on track. So let's open some boxes. Oh, before we do, anybody who's been with me for a long time might remember this little gem. Okay, so how long ago was it, guys? A year ago? I bought an entire Scientology library from this guy on Facebook. He wanted $450 for it. It was in Portland. Drove my ass up there. Talked him down to $350. I got tons and tons and tons of books. Like, this poor man probably had spent $10,000 to $30,000 on the materials if he had bought them, you know, as a Scientologist going up the bridge to total freedom. It's a lot of weight, you know, it's a lot of like, they're heavy, they're big, they're old and they smell. And I was getting stressed out. And so I got this calm. This is honestly the first time I've even opened it since those unboxings. It's really, there we go. Let's see. Anyway, the book stunk and I was stressed the fuck out. Oh, yes. Where have you been all my life? Okay, so this is essential oils. I need some freaking glasses to read it. This is in my Amazon. I wonder if it's still in my Amazon shop. I put it up there a year ago. It does fade fairly quickly. Let's just douse it on to get our unboxing on. Oh my Lord. Hey, maybe I needed this. Can I just huff my essential oils for a second? Dang, that's good stuff. I wish there was a way. I feel like we all need this. All right, well, let's put our cheese knife to good use, shall we? Oh, well, I don't even need it with the first one. Well, we'll open this one. Here we go. This is from a little bit cult. No, not a little bit culty. Yeah, a little bit culty. No. Shoot. I'm getting them mixed up, guys. We have Cassie Marie, who does pop cults now. What was she before? And then we have Sarah and Nippy, who do, which you'll see. I'll show you their picture because I'm pretty sure I know what this is. This is from them because I went on their podcast, guys. They're so sweet. And they totally have their act together. They 100% have assistants because she asked for my address and she's like, can I send you this? And I said, of course. And then within like 2 hours, there's a little thing said it shipped. I was like, jeez, I haven't even opened the packet. It took me like 12 days to freaking open the package. This is where we are in life, okay? Oh, I love it. That's so great. Sarah Edmondson, her book. And so she was really excited about, yes, this is her memoir. In 2005, Sarah Edmondson was a young actress starting out in Vancouver. Oh, my Lord. We're resilient. We can do this. In 2005, Sarah Edmondson was a young actress starting out in Vancouver and hungry for purpose when Nexium, a personal and professional development company founded by Keith Raniere, promised to provide the tools and insights for her to reach her potential. Sarah was intrigued. Over the next 12 years, she would go on to become one of Nexium's most faithful and effective devotees, running a company center and enrolling more than 2,000 people. In this tell-all memoir, Sarah shares her true story from the moment she takes her first Nexium seminar to the moment she begins to question why those members who ask questions promptly leave or disappear, to the invitations she accepts from her best friend, Lauren Salzman, to the initiation ceremony for DOS, a secret sisterhood within Nexium. Thanks to Sarah's fearlessness, as she would put her life on the line, that ceremony would mark the beginning of the cult's end. Wow. So she was branded. Off camera, I actually asked her about this, and she showed me. She had it removed. And it, like, honestly, it doesn't even freaking look like a stretch mark. It's amazing what technology can do. I was like, good for you. She's like, yeah, I got that the hell off my body. Freaking awesome. So yeah, I did two podcasts. She's going to turn our recording into 2 podcasts. And they got a little hat. I'm a little bit culty. I hardly ever wear beanies. This will be my rain gardening. Actually, it's really cute. Do I look funny? Okay, we'll wear it for the next one. I'll probably get hot. Thank you for this. All right. That's not really what I needed the calm for. Do you love it? Yay! It was sweet of her. It's actually really soft too. And I have a lot of hair. So I like how big it is. Because sometimes my hair, if I put on a beanie, it'll be like, and then my hair sticks out. It's crazy. I actually ordered, this is nothing to do with anything, but I ordered my own little thinning shears because I got to do something about this. About this hair, guys. The ends are crazy. All right. This arrived at my house, and I thought, I did not order anything from Prime. What is happening? But it is so much better than that. So much better than that. And I'm not going to shout her out because I think we've gone back and forth about whether I should shout her out or not. But she knows who she is. This is the same person who sent me some of Cece's old things. Are you ready? Look at what the hell I got in the mail, guys. I can't believe I didn't actually open this sooner. EMR Ltd. Standard meters for Standard Tech, Los Angeles. Any guesses? Oh, Scientology. Oh, has a... By itself, this meter does nothing. It is solely for the guide of ministers of the church in confessionals. Oh, can I just flip it off? I'm sorry. You are a great box, but like confessionals and pastoral counseling. The electrometer is not medically or scientifically useful for the diagnosis, treatment, or prevention of any disease. It is not medically or scientifically capable of improving the health or bodily function of anyone and is for religious use by students and ministers of the Church of Scientology only. I don't think. Oh, you mean these old things? Just kidding. I don't think it came with cans. I'm not sure though. Here we go. There's a little hooks on the side. I love a wood box, actually. Like just in general, guys. I love me a wood box. Oh, are we hooked? Oh, this is tricky to do. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Look at this beauty. Thank you, JoJo. Look at this beautiful old e-meter. Now, I don't even know where you would put can. Oh, here we go. I guess the box is a little bit broken. You okay, Boo? This was last inspected on the 31st of May, 1977. So she old. Wow. This is so cool. Okay. Let me show you a tiny bit. This is an old one. I have a couple of other ones of these that are way newer, like the ones that I was actually audited on as a child. It's so kind of strange to have one. So, but I like this design. This design is honestly the square box, wood box. I mean, like I said, I'm partial to a box. But yeah, I just think it's so cool and retro. There's older ones of these even. Hubbard electrometer. This is so 100% going to be a part of my red string project. So the way I've got my figuring it out, I've got my boards and stuff, and then I'm going to use the books, especially a lot of the vintage ones. And I almost bought an old rotary phone. It's kind of crazy how expensive old rotary phones are. It was $40. And I was like, I don't know. I don't really have, I mean, I'm not rolling in it, guys, to spend $40 on like an old phone that doesn't work, but I want one anyway. You know how it goes. You know how she be. Let me check that because I have a couple meetings. I have meetings today, guys, which is so weird. I don't feel like a meeting-y person. Okay. We have a meeting at 11:30 and we have a meeting at 1 o'clock today. Anybody else want to take a meeting? I know, that's what I'm thinking. RSM West Coast. Hi, Irina. Yeah, it said it was last service in 1977. So you were spot on. Cute. I know. Doesn't have any cords, I don't think. I'll look in the rest of the box. But I did want to pull up and show you guys. Of course, I don't have it on here. Freaking crap. Something really interesting. So there's another creator here on YouTube. I'll pull it up in a second. That has a Substack. In fact, let me just pull it up right meow. And I thought I had it open, which is why it's confusing. Substack. I think it's Breaking Scientology. I was just there. Hold on. Sorry, I had this open. Here we go. Power lies to bear lies. All right, perfect. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to show it to you. Actually, I'll show you now. This is a really amazing creator. Present to you guys, share screen. If you guys might be familiar as well. Okay, so can you see it? Sort of. Should I make it bigger? I had this all up and now, you know how it goes. Okay, so it's all Scientology stuff. Anti-Scientology stuff. Oh, look, the purification rundown. We should talk about that sometime. See those kids? Yeah, I did the purif 4 times before I was 19. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Oops, I just opened the picture, which I do like. Look at that. So the e-meter, this thing, is going to have these cords that come out with cans. They used to be soup cans, but metal. And when you're holding both of them, you're creating a current through your body, right? And the readout on the meters with this needle is going to show resistance. And in Scientology, it's spiritual energy, right? The thing is, though, guys, that I don't think this has ever been studied over a long term. Like, what are the actual effects of doing this, not just to an adult for hours and hours and hours? Yes, Jojo, would you mind putting, oh, you have it right there. You are so good, Jojo. Here's the Substack link in the comments. Excuse me. So I don't want to take credit for this. This is not me. I'm learning so much. Every time they post, I'm like, oh my God, is that what happened to me? I've been on this e-meter since I was like a little kid. I don't have them here because it's pretty freaking triggering to just have them out of my house, but I have the teeniest, tiniest little cans that came with the e-meter that I was given forced confessionals on. And I was very, very, very young. And I was engaged in Scientology auditing pretty much my entire while my brain was developing, I was always pretty much on one of these things. And I don't know, part of me is just like, what the hell happened to me? What happened? Okay, so this stuff blew my mind, all right? This is not a big lecture or lesson. This is us learning together, to be honest with you. Let me just make sure my screen's okay. Okay, cool. We are good. Yeah. So Jojo says that they were on the e-meter once and it was weird just holding the cans. Yeah. You know what's funny? And I'll just put this out here real quick. And I might take this off here. I made myself a promise because, all right, back up. For anybody new here, well, you probably didn't make this long because we're a mess. We're just hanging out. But that's cool. I was raised in Scientology, by like hardcore super fanatical parents, community, all of it, just like Clearwater, Florida for a lot of it, Hollywood, just the most invested people you possibly could. Where do I go from here? I've already said that I was on the e-meter a ton. Actually, totally. Oh, right. My grandmother got my family into Scientology, okay, back in the 50s. So a huge thing that I'm interested in is finding the original versions of books, because the 1950s version of Scientology is quite different than the 2026 version of Scientology. A little bit for the better, a little bit for the worse, in my opinion. It's all bad. Like, I'll just full stop. Please don't join Scientology. Don't engage in Scientology, okay? Say that now. But so I like to find the old stuff. And so this is so cool. I want to have an e-meter, even though I was literally tortured on an e-meter. Oh, she's so dramatic. What do you call being locked in a room for weeks on end? Yes, it was, just all day. You can't leave when you want. You can't take a break when you want. And you have to sit perfectly still with 2 freaking electrodes in your hand while you're interrogated for hours every single day, like a full-time freaking job as a child, as an 8-year-old, as an 11-year-old, as a 14-year-old, as a 19-year-old. Okay. Whew. Anyway, it's all a very long-winded way to say that I promise when I started collecting this stuff, because I do want to have a Scientology museum one day. I've decided that, guys. Send me all your Scientology shit, because I want to start a Scientology museum. Okay. There's that. My Red String project will be a huge part of it. That said, I will never pick up those cans and like play on the e-meter again. I will never subject myself to have my physical energy or put that damn electricity through my body again. That's my boundary. Sorry, I got all like, some of the stuff is so hard to talk about that you see me glitching out. I don't mean to just glitch out mid-sentence, but my trauma response sometimes, it happens. Anyway, yes, unconsciously. Luckily for me, I was never audited on one of these old beasts. So for me, this one feels safer. But yeah, some of the other ones, piece of my mind says like that it might trigger unconsciously or consciously feelings. Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does. Especially because the other one, and there's another thing, like they don't work, right? Actually, they might work with a little bit of battery replacement, a little bit of refurbishing, which I'm not an electrician, so that's probably not going to happen. I'm of the mind of putting tannerite in these things and blowing them up. That is my number one option. Or maybe my number one option is recreating the Office Space scene. You know how they all just like beat the shit out of that old printer? And it's like, I think the song is like, it's good to be a gangster. Ooh, I'm wearing the right hat for that. I want to recreate that scene with the e-meter. So yeah, I'm not of the mind of like sitting there and playing with them and doing a stress test with them. That's just not me. I'm so glad other people are doing that and diving in, but like, it's not me. That was a tool of abuse and childhood abuse in my life. And there's a big part of me that wants to like understand it, but I don't want to like subject myself to it again. Other wild ideas I've had. Okay. Just because I know anybody who's actually here right now, well, some of you might hate me, but you're here watching. I know you are my people though. I see you in the chat and I know this is my people. So I'm going to tell you, do you know what I want to do? I want to do a lot of stuff. Too bad I'm just not a trust fund baby, right? I wish I was, because I would just do rogue art. I would do rogue art. What I want to do, guys. In fact, send me all your money so I can do this. This is insane. This is borderline bonkers, okay? I want to get 2 posable mannequins. This is where we're starting. Okay. I'm reading your comments here because yeah, I don't recommend you doing it either, because it's never been studied what that electricity does. I think it makes people way more suggestible. We'll read that post in a second. God, my ADD is just freaking crashing out. And if I want to blow up an e-meter, do the Mark 7, not the Mark 6. I believe I have both of these. And you're right. The Mark 7 is, and that's the one that I was, actually, I don't know. I think I've been on both. A bonfire. Okay. So I want to get 2 posable mannequins. Okay. Now, if I took this one step further, I would make these mannequins. I would make them out of shredding old Scientology basic books. Okay. They're crap. Nobody wants them. They're not vintage. They're literally crap. Shred them, turn that into a paper clay. Make a child and an adult mannequin, and then have them posed sitting at a table in a mock auditing session. Okay. Mock confessional, which technically is actually something different, and then record the 99 questions on the children's security check. Okay. And then paper mache. Yeah. Set this up outside the Capitol, like rogue art. Just set it up. There's like a big mall, not like a shopping mall, but like a big, mall, flat area, walking area outside the Capitol. Set it up, blast it so loud. So you're just walking, you're like, what am I looking at? And you're looking at, that's why a mannequin is fine. If it was paper mache, I would know it was made out of the actual books, but it really doesn't matter for the purpose. I just like to add that extra layer of like spelly shit to my art, if that makes sense. Do you think so, Style? I mean, I don't know how to, that's what I wanted, but I don't know. I want to have that in my museum too. There's a KGB museum, in Berlin, I think. I want to go there so bad. There's a psychic museum in Israel, which of course is like the wrong place to, I don't know, whatever. But I'm so into it. And just having that, you need to see it. Nobody ever sees it. You need to see it. You need to understand that there is an adult sitting at a table with a kid and they're holding fucking electric cans and asking them interrogation questions. I mean, you could do it with other adults and you could just go through the craziness of the questions, but there's something about the kid interrogation. I mean, I want it. I want to do that. I want to do it. I have so many ideas of things to do, as you guys know. I'm really pushing forward on my red string project. I have 6 of my 8 boards done, guys. That is phenomenal. I am looking for a place locally that I'm going to have to rent a place, I guess, to have, to set it all up, because I don't have a place to set up all 8 of my boards, right? They're each 8 feet long. I don't have an indoor space to do all that. So I want to rent a space that's so I can take pictures, really good pictures of the whole project, work out my performance of hanging the string. And then I want to have like a friends and family party soft opening to give me feedback. Anyway, woo, that was a lot. And we still haven't opened everything in the box. I'm going to hear what you guys have to say though. Totally. Yeah. I mean, the venue is everything. And so, I mean, I just have to start. Hey, Match. You just bought tarot cards. Jojo, I have been embracing a little bit of the tarot myself. You might appreciate this, Jojo. Every one of my boards. So like I said, I've got 8 boards. I've done 6. Every one of them has 3 tarot cards, at least 3 tarot cards hidden or glued, like somewhere on the board. And again, it's like that extra layer. I don't know how to explain it. It's not magic. It's just like, a good design has different textures, right? Like if you go into a living room and it's like really feeling rich, you've got like velvets and corduroys and leathers and books and lighting, and it all works together. And there's so many textures and layers. I feel like there's energy ways to do that too. And so when I've been doing my boards, I've really been focusing on that. It's not just the papers on there. That's why I bought that tiny piece of Aleister Crowley's house on eBay. That's on my Aleister Crowley board. I have an actual copy, like I did my scandal board the other day, and I have an actual copy of the Time magazine Greed, Scientology, Cult Greed. I forget what it's called now. But I have an actual one, and then I've got L. Ron Hubbard Jr.'s Penthouse magazine. I got the real Penthouse magazine on there. I have a real clear bracelet. I have like an actual flag in session sign. So when you are getting interrogated, you're in a closed room, and on the outside of the door, they'll have a little sign that says in session or out of session. And yeah, so all the richness of the real items feels important to me. Feels important. It feels like texture. So I would love that. I would freaking love that. I have to start putting myself out there. I have to, I just have to, right? Like no one's going to come here and knock on my door and be like, hey, Liz, your art's so cool. Like dig it out of your garage and show it to me. Though guys, I do have my second chat with that reporter lady from The Sun, and they've done all kinds of other ex-Scientology stories. It's a little it is tabloidy. But they did knock on, not literally, but they came around and they were like, hey, and everybody watches my TikTok, you guys. Nobody even is watching this except for you. And I miss you guys when I go over to TikTok, and I miss you guys. So I'm trying to balance them. Raise your hand with a 1 in the chat if you are on TikTok. Please, I'm so curious. All right. Hey, Nikki. What up? All right. Well, I freaking love this. Big time. This would not be the one that I would be wanting to use in Rogue Art setup. It's actually, what's I look all the time. If you guys saw my search history, you would wonder what the hell is wrong with that girl. Posable mannequins are actually quite expensive. Who knew? Most mannequins don't have movable hands and arms, but some do. And so, especially the kid ones are a little bit harder. They're on Temu. It's like $120 or something. But again, I mean, I'm certainly not in a destitute situation, but the world's crazy and I don't have that kind of money for mannequins right now. Ooh! All right. We all should. You are. Oh, see, Nikki, I keep coming back. I have no physical Scientology objects. I lost a bunch when they kicked me out of the Sea Org. Then I sold my e-meter and green volumes and books to a British Scientologist years later. Yes, I hear most people don't want it. Oh my gosh. Again, just make it rain. Universe, make it rain. I need the money. I need to get my ass down to LA because I have a Scientologist, ex-Scientologist, who is holding on to a ton of vintage stuff for me. Too much for me to fly and pack back. So I have to drive down there. When am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? I'm opening the next thing. Ready? Are you kidding me? This is going on my board. This is going on the scandals board. 100%. 100%. This makes me uncomfortable. This makes me uncomfortable. Not obviously that you suggested it, but the idea of it. Could local actors act out the interaction? No. No. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with that. No. Sorry. I don't know why I feel so strongly. If it was two adults, maybe. But I don't know. Yikes. I know. I hate masks too. They freak me out. I'm still scarred because in college, there was this guy at a Halloween party who wore the Scream mask. You know the one I'm talking about? And he didn't say anything all night. And he would just like kind of follow. And again, college, I was with a bunch of girls. I was a bumblebee. Like, I was a bumblebee. I was a slutty bumblebee. And he just was there in the thing, and he just had the mask and he didn't say anything. And then he was in the garage when I was in the garage, at the keg. And then he was in the kitchen and I was just like, stop being behind where I am. You're freaking me get away from me. And I still think about that sometimes. So I don't like masks either. Also, I wonder if I need faces to understand emotions. Like if I'm, I don't know if that makes me in the neurodivergent field or world, but I would prefer to see people's entire face because then I understand what the hell's going on, Okay, there's a couple more things. Oh, guys. It's not what I thought. Okay, so she says on here, Mike Render bobblehead, but I'd already gotten one of those. Look what's in here. It's the cords and the cans. Wow, these are old. I would love that audit. I would really love that. I'm trying to finish my boards project and then get the pictures, get it done locally here, get a good example. Yeah. Okay. But these cans are freaking crazy. I don't know why that sticker's on there, but they literally do look like soup cans. So the idea is, and they're the ones that I was always audited with it as a kid, they don't have. So I wonder how you hook these up. You must hook them up. You guys know what I'm going to do with this later? Oh, man. Sorry if you're not a cannabis imbiber like me, then you wouldn't know. But these are sometimes called roach clips because you can hold the end of your tiny joint with them. So imagine me later at an appropriate hour in an appropriate setting, smoking matching joints with my husband. That's funny. Okay. So my thought is that this would connect on here, right? Because electricity can go through that. Yeah, it actually fits pretty well. And then Irina. I mean, seriously, Irina, there's probably a whole fetish world that could be created off of this. Just like Sin City, 100% with these things. Okay, so they each would have the electric current and you would hold them, right? Older models, or maybe this model, came with different size cans to accommodate different hand sizes. Because it's electricity we're talking about, right? And so that means that the electric current has to go through your body, which means you have to have a solid connection on each side. Now, I have a friend, Serge Delmar, if you guys remember him. He has helped me so much over the years. And one of the ways he has helped me is being unapologetic about the fact that this is abusive. When I first started coming out of Scientology, when I was under the radar, I talked to Serge on the phone once. And he scared the shit out of me, to be honest. He was just so gung-ho about how this is abusive. To do this to a child, to force a child to undergo this is abusive. And I was just like, eek, I don't know, I guess so. Like it is, but like what if, and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, no, Liz, your mom abused you. That was a horrific abuse. I'm like, okay. And it's taken me a really long time. I'm not sure I've totally actually processed it, but I can say it. You know what I mean? I assume that he's living his best life. In case anybody hasn't noticed, the water got real hot around here. And, you know, not everybody wants to be in a boiling pit of shit lava that we might call the Ex-Scientology space sometimes. But I love him just as much as ever. And I know that he has a good life and a wonderful partner. And I can only hope and assume and tell you guys that he's thriving. But yeah, he's helped me a lot. He helped me a ton. I mean, many times, many times. In fact, when I had my mentee B, you know, I was thinking about that. Which mentee B were you talking about, Liz? I was thinking about this. I'm not ready to talk about it totally. I'm still weirded out. And I'm still not sure. But I think 2 years ago, I was the recipient of a pretty hardcore Scientology op. And some crazy shit happened that I still haven't really talked about online at all. Because it, like, it feels dangerous to talk about it, but eventually I need to. Why did I bring this up? Oh, fuck, I don't know. I'm really going through it, you guys. Who let this lady on the internet? What the hell? Oh man. Yeah. Well, about a year, no, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe even more. I totally went off of YouTube. I don't know if you guys remember this. A full on, like, oh yeah, and during that time, Serge was he really did try to get help for me. He really did. It was a hard time, guys. We can talk about that later. You know what's funny is at the time I offered to sign an NDA. Because I mean, this is the level we're talking about, guys. Like, I don't know. I need to talk to my private investigator friend to see. I'm kind of scared to talk to him though. Like, I'm scared to tell anybody what happened still. There were a few people that I confided in at the time. And I do wonder if those people are going to try to tell my story from me because we're not cool anymore. And I guess we'll find out. But for now, I still got to keep it under wraps. Maybe when my kid graduates. I don't know. Oh, fuck. It was the craziest shit that ever happened to me in my entire life. It had to do with my brother and my kids and my future and my husband and my art and my sanity and my astrological signs. And some of the craziest shit that ever happened. And Serge was one of the few people that I did talk to, and he was there for me, and I appreciate that. Anyway, I kind of just glitched out again. That's what we should call it. We shouldn't even call this Confessions of an Ex-Scientologist. We should call this glitching out of an Ex-Scientologist. Trauma response. I need to write about it. I need to talk about it. But if you understood who and what the actual thing is, then you would probably also understand why I haven't. But Serge was there for me. Maybe you guys could get me on the cans, right? Interrogate me. Yeah. I have an I have the training, the training course where they teach people how to security check. Woo, okay. I appreciate it. Oh, wait, you're saying don't be scared. I know, Lady Jane. Sometimes something has to be far enough behind you in order to talk about it, I guess. Plus, I'm still really confused. I'm really confused about what happened. I know, I'm full on having flashbacks. I'm going to take this hat off because it's getting hot. Or maybe that's just my stress sweat thinking about my mentee bee. I'm joking. I mean, I'm joking and I'm not joking. I was freaking out, you guys. It was rough. But should talk about that another time. Love you. Miss you. I saw on TikTok that a crazy girl texted her boyfriend or called her boyfriend 150 times in one day, 150 missed calls. And I told my husband, I said, that sounds like a challenge. I'm going to send you 150 texts today. He said, please don't. Please do not do that. Oh, man. I've been messing with my husband so much lately. It's so fun. I love to make up stories about people. Like, what was it? There was some guy and something happened. I was like, oh, he's probably just having a bad day. Like, his wife won't talk to him anymore. And, whoa, Venmo, cha-ching, baby. Thank you. I will hit you up. Heard that cha-ching and I was like, what's happening? Does not take much for me to lose my train of thought, apparently. Fuck. What was I talking about, guys? Oh, that smells so good. Yeah, it doesn't feel quite right. Like, legally, it doesn't feel like the right time, if that makes sense. And no, it's got nothing to do with anybody you've ever heard of, okay? Yeah, some of them are really scary, especially for the kids. Hi, Tampa Bay man. Secondaries. That's a Scientology term, right? That's not a real term in the rest of the world, is it? Yeah. You definitely have to have that for sure. Indeed. We'll get there. Writing is like kind of my number one way. So that's going to probably be the first way that unless I just freak out. Sometimes I see people on TikTok doing these long just tell-alls, and every once in a while I get like really fiery. I'm just going to go online. I'm just going to tell everybody everything. What's this one? Don't be so sure. I heard about a lot of people. No, not really. 90% of my OSIS crew was safe putting rushes at a team. I'd be curious actually what the exes think of this story too. Anyway. Okay. Well, we got the cans. We got our old e-meter. Oh, we didn't read the thing. Let's read the thing real quick about the e-meter. Just so we have a little bit of info. Let's see. So on the surface, the e-meter in Scientology is a galvanic skin response, GSR device, creating a low voltage, low current DC circuit. So the subject holds the two electrodes, the cans, connected to a meter that passes direct current DC, typically up to 5 volts and 0.15 to 1.5 milliamps through the body. For the record, you can't feel any electricity when you're using the e-meter. And I was always told it's just nothing. You can't feel it. It's nothing. It's not a big deal. However, I don't believe that now. The core electrical activity never exceeds these ranges due to skin resistance, but its neuromodularity effects are cumulative and very poorly understood by the organization itself. 100%. I don't think I've ever seen or heard of any type of, I just started your comment, Jojo. There's never been any type of peer-reviewed study, as far as I know, about the effects or the long-term effects of having this type of electricity through your body, particularly with a developing brain, as well as with neurolinguistic and suggestive and coercive statements at the same time. Not been studied. So the path of the current from the cans to the brain. The cans connect the subject's body to the circuit, right? So you're holding the two cans and then it's going through your body. The circuit enters through the palms, travels through peripheral nerves, blood, plasma, and muscle tissue, and exits through the other hand. So it's literally going through your entire body. And again, one of the things that Serge was so clear with me about is that when you are on the cans, it is like handcuffs because you have to maintain that palm connectivity. You cannot move. You cannot wiggle around because it affects the readout on the meter. You have to stay perfectly still. That is more than even just expectations sitting down on your butt as a school kid, right? So you're expected, it's so not age appropriate to be expected to sit down in a chair in a closed room, being interrogated with electricity going through your body. You can't get up and leave. You don't have permission. You can't go anywhere. The way out is the way through. And meanwhile, the way out is the way through. There's electricity going through your entire body. It's wild. Despite the current being low, it is constant direct current, which differs neurologically from AC stimulation. Direct current, what's AC again? I don't know anything about electricity. I thought it was defined up here. DC, direct current, passes without oscillation. Over time, it builds electrical gradient across cell membranes, especially across the central nervous system. I am not saying that I totally understand what this means exactly, but what I think it's saying is that it affects your nervous system over time. And I would strongly lean into believing that and very much wanting more research done to either prove or disprove that. Interesting. Tim says, I suspected the current maybe stimulates endorphins similar to a runner's high. Could be why I felt better after auditing. Yes, and I've had that high too, like 100%. It could have something to do with the electricity for sure. And there's also something to do with the hypnosis and the relief and release of course, emotions, but then like the repetitiveness and then it finally ending. Wow, interesting. Okay. The temporal parietal junction, TPJ, is a key region for self-location, out-of-body experiences, language integration, and empathy. So that's like a brain part. Even though the skull blocks direct current flow, studies in transcranial direct current stimulation, TDCS, have shown that direct current fields in the milliamp range applied for extended periods can modulate neuronal activity indirectly via cranial nerves or cerebrovascular routes. I mean, I'm no genius, but I am hearing danger that over time, this can really affect your brain and your nervous system to be constantly hooked up to a direct current running through your body with suggestive, sometimes abusive, sometimes introspective, sometimes interrogational questions. Oh my gosh, it's so weird. And you want to hear the craziest part? People are paying thousands of dollars, like hundreds per hour for this. Wild. So TPJ, that's the temporal parietal junction, impact over time. In a single 15-minute session, light neuromodulation via the light neuromodulation via the autonomic nervous system, slight dulling or numbing of spatial awareness. If emotionally triggered, via auditing questions could induce emotional flashbacks or false sense of certainty or insight. Common in cognition moments. Well, there you go, Tim. Sounds like it. So minimal direct TPJ impact, but indirect affects the body schema. I mean, come on. You're putting a bunch of electricity, maybe not a ton, but you're putting electricity, a current, a steady current through a human being sitting in a chair, asking them a bunch of suggestive questions and emotional crap. So weird. I think it should be against the law too, but here's the thing. The reason that they don't ever let it get studied or anything is because they're calling it a religious device, patented. Yes. Very small amounts of electric current can result in major physiological effects. Style. Best current option is the inducement of a theta brainwave during auditing, which evokes a soft trance relaxation and reduces sensory and critical thinking areas. Yes. And then while you're down, while those defenses are down, in my opinion, you can very easily then be implanted with suggestions, hypnotic commands, almost like Manchurian Candidate stuff. So in a 2-hour session, sustained neural polarization, especially if the subject is emotionally agitated or fatigued, potential disruption to TPJ functions leading to depersonalization, check, false memories, check, mild hallucinatory states, check, disembodiment or disassociation, check. This is especially relevant in SEC checks or trauma-related auditing sessions. Welcome to my childhood, guys. Welcome to my fucking childhood. Or maybe I'm over here. I don't know. I went from unboxing to realizing that I'm brain damaged. So that's fun. Let's see. Repeat use over the years. I think about this with my mom too, right? She's been on the e-meter far more than me. Far more. So, dear Lord. Okay. Repeated use over the years, like the bridge, OT levels, or discipline. Chronic low-level stimulation results in entrenched neural patterns, neuroplasticity gone awry. Okay, that's really interesting, especially for developing brains. Emotional flattening or compliance, again, emotional crap. Developing brains, when you're socially and emotionally developing and you're going through this crap, don't expect to be normal. Expect to be messy. Disrupted self-boundary awareness. Yeah. As a kid, no self-boundary, no understanding that, I literally thought people could read my mind. I literally thought that. In OT levels or punitive disciplinary auditing, hey, that's me. We're not the OT part, where sessions are 5 hours a day. Yeah, at least. Accumulated neuromodulation may result in persistent disassociation. I definitely had a lot of that, you guys. I can't even remember all of my auditing sessions. I had been on the e-meter for thousands of hours probably in my life. Yeah, I'd say so. Maybe not on the e-meter. I've definitely been processed for thousands of hours. Maybe hundreds for the actual e-meter processing. But persistent disassociation, I remember little of it. I don't have a recall of all of the times that I was security checked, and every single time I was questioned. I don't remember all that, which is fucked up. Yeah, and then to have parents be sold that this will help a child with ASD, I believe that's a reference to an autism acronym that I'm unfamiliar with exactly, and ADHD into a child or adult who have sensory needs. Cannot imagine, my guy. I know. Yes. Thank you so much, Jojo. Please. This is not my research. This is Paralyzed to Paralyzed, Breaking Scientology on Substack. Highly recommend. So let's find out how really fucked up I am, guys. Let's do it. Okay. Auditory or internal hallucinations. Actually, I haven't had those, so that's great. Psychotic-like cognition masked as spiritual experiences. I mean, yeah, that's the only way you get out of the auditing session, so I think that happens. Misattribution of internal thoughts to entities or thetans. Yeah, or valences or being PTS to something. Absolutely. Okay, well, the cognitive and emotional outcomes. 15 minutes, slight focus or spacing out, mild catharsis or relaxation. Okay. 2 hours, disassociation, ego loss, induced insights, emotional breakdown or elation. Okay. Over years, entrenched delusional beliefs, hallucinations, depersonalization, apathy. It's actually wild because when you do Scientology in anything, training or auditing, getting help, like confessionals, anything, they do tell you that you have to do it intensely. Just like in Nexium, they sell you an intensive. It's a chunk of hours, 12 and a half hours of this auditing. You can't buy 1 hour. There's really nothing that you do for 15 minutes or an hour, right? Most of the time, a lot of the time, it takes more than that. It might take 15 hours. So you have to buy another intensive to kind of cover those last hours, right? So I find it interesting that they want to get you out of your home, out of your comfort zone, out of your geographical location, come to them because you can only do it at their special locations when you get high up on the bridge. And then they're going to intensely do this to you. So there's not really a 15-minute time frame. You're going to have 2 hours, or you're going to have 5 hours, or the day of study goes from 9 to 12, then from 1 to 3:30, then from 3:45 to 6, then perhaps from 7 to 9. That's a lot of hours in the day. Stephanie says, thinking of John Travolta's late son, Jet, with autism. ASD, okay, great. Autism spectrum disorder, thank you. I'm surprised the word disorder is actually in that title still for some reason. If he was put through this, to me, that's torture. Indeed. My brother, he was never diagnosed with autism or anything. I mean, how could he? He was never allowed to be. But many people who knew him understood that intellectually he had a very high level, but social and emotionally it wasn't as developed. And there may have been some neurodivergency. I assume there was, to be honest with you, going on with him. And yeah, he never got diagnosed or help or anything like that. He just had to figure it out on his own, make it go right, make it work until it didn't go right and it didn't work for him anymore. And then we all know what happened then. We talked about that yesterday, and I don't want to talk about it today. So anyway, the summary. The constant direct current from the e-meter through though mild by clinical electrical standards, is within the range of neuromodulation and is applied with no understanding of dose, frequency, cumulative effect, or individual neurobiology. Over time, this leads to persistent, semi-permanent changes in how the TPJ and surrounding brain regions process self, space, emotion, and perception. Oh my God. The church reframes these effects as gains or cognitions, but they are likely signs of chronic nervous system disruption. When these effects manifest as visions, spiritual entities, or feelings of detachment, they are ritualistically refined as case progress, hiding the dangerous truth. The e-meter is an under-the-radar, supervised, unsupervised electropsychological conditioning device. Amen, Breaking Scientology. Like, well written, well done. Also, fuck. Right? Oh my God. Well, that's one more thing on my plate to think about. I told you guys this before, but one of the best compliments I ever got from like telling my story or anything in my book was from my husband's friend who was around just forever. And he's like this like army guy, you know, Iraq tour, just a cool guy, but like the most macho thing guy you could possibly think of. And when I got my book and everything out, and also he watched, maybe it was when he watched my episode. I can't remember actually now, but he like came and he said something to me and he was like, wow, you should be way more fucked up than you are. I was like, thank you. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Like, I should be way worse than this, guys. So next time you try and be like, oh, she's this, she's that, be like, oh, you know what? First of all, not dead. Boom, nailed it in your face. Second, I mean, I don't feel like I'm thriving as much as I want to be and I could be, but they say if you have a roof over your head, you have food to eat today, you can count on your hands, people that love you and are close to you, then you're doing great. And I can do those things, at least for the moment. And so, yeah, this is really weird to think about all that the e-meter could do. I really didn't need to think about this today. I thought we were going to do a simple unboxing, but now we're an hour in and I realize that I am pretty much messed up in the head. You guys knew that though already, didn't you? Is that a secret? It was never a secret. Oh, okay. My goodness. It was a funny compliment. I kind of appreciate the dark humor sometimes. Like, one of my best friends died when I was, I don't know, 22. And there we go, glitching out again. R.I.P. Ron, love you. Not that Ron, obviously, but a way cooler, better one. Oh, yeah. My other friend, I was like super bummed out about it. And he knew about my life and he knew about my brother and he knew about my dad. And he knew that the first person I lost my virginity to committed suicide and, you know, just like, ugh. And then my friend Ron, he died and it was awful. He was like honestly, like my new big brother. Like if I had a brother and then my brother died and then I had Ron and then Ron died. And anyway, I was super bummed, still am. And my friend said to me, wow, I'm kind of scared to be your friend because it seems like all the dudes you know just die. I was like, oh my God. But I had to laugh because I was honestly kind of like one of my fears. And it's not the case. It's just catastrophizing. And I think of my husband's family. It holds me together, to be honest with you. And I think of my dad's family. I'm like, well, you know, the people who weren't in Scientology actually are lasting a lot longer. They're healthier. They don't smoke cigarettes. They don't subject themselves to, you know, electricity through the e-meter over and over again for years and years. You know, my husband has a huge family and they're like, my kids have a relationship with their great grandparents and they're wonderful and they're bright and lively and healthy and good, you know? So anyway, I should be way meaner. Tampa Bay man, you know, I can be so mean. I can be, and I can be sassy. I just don't always know where the line is between being sassy and being problematic. And yeah, I'm sure that I'm not as problematic as some people. So I guess there's that. But I don't like playing the comparison game. You know, that feels kind of shitty. I'd rather just be like, by my own values and my own standards, I'm doing okie dokie. Vibe check, okie dokie. And what is the date today? The 17th, because it's that day. It's that day. That's St. Patrick's Day, where we don't wear green. All right, well, anywhoza. Don't worry, Liz. Your brain has been actively pruning and rebuilding all the time, just like your little Roomba vacuum cleaner thingy. LOL, you're good. Thank you. I appreciate your faith in me. I really do. By the way, that Roomba died in my bathroom last night and it's black. It was it's just like on the ground. Both my kid and I stubbed our dang toes on it. What are you doing here? I know. I think about that too. At one point, I read somewhere that saying please and thank you to your AI is actually using all this extra water that we don't need to be using. And so I go back and forth because I like don't know. I don't want to be rude to AI. I wanted to think humans are kind. Freaking weirdo. Freaking weirdo. Thank you, Nikki. Yes, by the way, your earlier question, Oregon. I'm in the Oregon. Ooh, a cat that would ride around on the Roomba. Oh my gosh. What if I planted a micro garden on my Roomba? Okay, now we're getting in the weeds, Liz. Now you're getting crazy. You can talk about your torture, you can talk about your trauma, but when you start talking about a micro garden on the back of your Roomba, you are cut off. You are out of here. You're fired. You're fired. Anyway, well, I went from not wanting to get out of bed. Oh, and I want to answer your question earlier about this. In Scientology, you can't have smells, right? Like you're not supposed to wear perfume or use dryer sheets or scented lotions. Or if you're on the purification, you can't use scented shampoo in the shower, things like that. The reason is L. Ron Hubbard said that it could re-stimulate somebody who's also come to do services. So like, you might be wearing the perfume that so-and-so sitting over there is like ex-war or captor or something awful, So they say keep it low. And then of course that goes into punitive damages, essentially. We never used any dryer sheets growing up. We didn't use scented laundry detergent or anything like that. But I do think there's a caveat a little bit for essential oils. I do. I mean, you can't just bathe in essential oils and then go into a Scientology organization, but I think that it's more accepted than fragrance oils. And I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but all growing up from like 14 on, my mom had an all natural soap and body care business that I would go to when I could, like I would in between breaks and stuff. When I was visiting, would do like craft fairs. Is that what they're called? Like, yeah, fairs, shows where we'd set up our booth and sell soap or whatever. And yeah, so I know a lot about herbs, a lot about essential oils. So actually this reminds me more of the soap shop than anything else. You guys, I highly recommend this. No joke. I'm going to carry this around. This is Up Nature Calm. I don't have a link. Maybe it's on my Amazon thing, but this is actually really good. And like I said, I hadn't opened it in a really long time. It's still very strong. Okay. Let's just get this all over my body all day. Go on with my day. Ha. I see you. I know we need the smelly version. Some perfumes make me super sick, actually. I got a thing of, I asked for it for Christmas like 2 years ago, Love Bomb, which is a good perfume. It's fairly expensive. Got a medium-sized bottle. And somewhere like a third of the way through, it just started making me feel sick. Like so sick to my stomach when I would spray it. So I ended up giving it to a friend, saying, no, thank you. And it wasn't very old. Yeah, too much perfume, we all agree, is gross. Actually, I was watching a show the other day, and it was Would you rather, like which is a bigger red flag? You show up for a first date, either the guy has way too much cologne on, or he has a very obvious spray tan. Which one's a bigger red flag? The cologne, too much cologne, or spray tan, like an obvious orange spray tan? I'll wait for you to respond. Because I was surprised by the answer that everybody gave, like this on the show. Both. Spray tan, too much cologne. It kind of seems even. I know, I for sure thought it was the spray tan, but everybody else decided it was too much cologne. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Loki.
To be in college again. All right, well, the kids are up. I will see you guys tomorrow. He says kids. The young adults are awake. yeah, so thanks for being with me today, guys. Thanks for unboxing all the things. Thanks for sending me that Venmo also. I really appreciate that. Did it? I do love them. I love them so much. Okay, if you guys do not want to hear their conversation, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.
She knows herself, she finds her way. Through art and joy, she shapes each day, crafting beauty.